If you're using your phone and then you get into a crash, a new bill would allow police to actually check your device to verify that.
Assembly Bill 200 would allow police officers to ask if you were on your phone and then give them the ability to plug a device into the phone to determine whether or not that was the case. Politics Now co-host Patrick Walker is here with a look at that bill.
Well, Brian and Denise, think of this kind of like a breathalyzer for someone who's suspected of driving under the influence of alcohol. AB 200 would imply that by driving on a Nevada road, you consent to officers to check if you were using that phone at the time of a crash. The bill would allow for officers to confiscate your license, and it would be suspended for 90 days if you don't let police check that device.
A traffic safety bill is generating a lot of debate. Should police officers be allowed to check your phone after a crash to see if you were using it while driving?
I think it's acceptable. Texting and driving tends to be one of the leading causes of accidents, and it's very irresponsible for people to be doing that behind the wheel.
I don't think that's a good idea because I just think that's an invasion of privacy, and I don't think that's going to go very well.
I think it'll make a lot of drivers more responsible about what they're doing, and I think that if that's something that they could possibly threat, then they would almost never go on their phones.
The crux of Assembly Bill 200. Trained officers can use a special device that looks for data as to whether or not the phone was in use by the driver at or around the time of the crash. It would not allow other data to be accessed on that phone.
We have a law in the state of Nevada that says you're not allowed to have a telephone in your hand while you're driving.
Supporters say this gives an enforcement tool to police for laws that are already on the books.
People don't seem to care much about a $50 fine.
UNLV Vulnerable Road Users Project Director Aaron Breen says traffic crash statistics show a correlation with cell phone use, even when accounting for the valley's rapid population growth.
Because when cell phones became more and more in use is when crashes went up and up and up and up.
The ACLU has not yet weighed in on the bill, but others believe there are still privacy concerns.
It's a good concept, but I feel like it could be executed maybe differently to where it's a little more not invasive.
Well, the bill's first committee hearing is Friday. It would require a second hearing and a vote to move it along in the full assembly. Brian and Denise?
Patrick, we posted your story on Facebook. It got hundreds of comments.
Of course it did. Here's what some of you are saying. Kelly says, nope. You want the records or phone? Get a warrant and get it from the cell phone company.
Joseph added, yes, this will help assign fault. Distracted driving is as bad or worse than drunk driving.
And then Marie wants to know, it's not against the law to use a hand-free device, so how do they really prove if you were wrong or not?
Charmaine weighs in, I'm in for this. All the people I've seen playing on their phones with all the near misses I've had with them too. I don't blame this measure being used. As always, we love hearing from you. Join our conversation, logging on to Facebook at 8 News Now.
Wow.
Coming off a really nice week.